You know that feeling deep down? The one that says something's just not right? Like you're watching the world of innovation spin around, but you're stuck on the sidelines, chained to old rules that don't make sense anymore. You've put your money, your trust, your time into this so-called innovation economy, but sometimes it feels like the real system is rigged against you. The same players keep winning, the breakthroughs keep getting soaked up by the usual suspects. And you're left wondering, are limited partners just shadows lurking behind the scenes, pulling strings nobody talks about? Like some kind of shadow bank, quietly hoarding power, while real change drowns in their wake? This isn't some far-fetched conspiracy, it's a painful reality. Limited partners, people just like you, are trapped inside a machine designed to keep things safe, predictable, comfortable, at the cost of real freedom, real risk, real impact. That stack of term sheets and fund reports in your inbox isn't just numbers and jargon. It's a maze of control, slow-moving agreements, invisible gatekeepers, the kind of carefully curated safety net that turns potential into complacency. You probably feel it, the grinding tension between what you want to create and what you're allowed to fund. You're told you hold the key to growth, to innovation, to the next big thing, yet somehow the system has closed in. Decisions get made quietly, conservatively, and the raw, wild energy of true invention gets filtered out, systematically diluted to fit neat boxes. The hunger to back those outliers, those wild cards who could change everything, it's smothered. Because the system fears the unpredictable. It fears the risk it can't account for. What if limited partners weren't the shadows lurking to stop innovation? What if you could become the spark that sets the whole damn system on fire? Imagine ripping off those blinders of silent control, refusing the stale comfort of passive investing, and instead stepping into the chaos of true creation. Imagine being the force that says no to safe bets, that backs the rebels, the misfits, the ones burning with a madness to change the rules itself. There's blood in your stake, and it's aching for more than just quiet returns. The problem is that the current setup is rigged to reward the middle of the road, the mediocre, the predictable. The system hums along, handing out small wins while the real game shifts elsewhere. Your influence is often shadowed behind complex structures where voices get muffled, creative power gets watered down. And you feel that deeply, the frustration, the itch, the hunger for something that doesn't tiptoe around the edges, but grabs the world by the throat and shakes it awake. But hear this, your frustration is your fuel. The problem isn't you, it's the system that's built to contain you. Limited partners are scripted to be quiet giants, comfortable shadows of money offering shelter while real transformation is suffocated under layers of risk aversion and bureaucracy. Funds want capital? Sure, but they want less disruption, less chaos, less fire. And why? Because that fire is untamable, unpredictable, threatening the delicate balance of returns and control. You sit in boardrooms where people whisper about follow the leader and market validation and scaling, recycling the same old narratives under the guise of innovation. Meanwhile, the truly wild ideas, the ones that break systems, blow apart categories, rewrite rules, are stranded outside, denied capital. Because backing the future feels like gambling in a rigged game. But that's a lie you don't have to accept anymore. You can step away from that trap. Step away from being a shadow bank, a silent partner in perpetuating slow decay, and become a gladiator of the new. This isn't about abandoning caution entirely. It's about revolutionizing what caution means. It's about wielding your power ruthlessly to restructure not just funds, but the entire model of innovation investing. Start by demanding transparency, not just numbers, but truth. Insist on real stories from founders who live on the edge, not sanitized pitch decks. Push for structures that reward long-term vision over quarterly comfort, that back transformation instead of incremental growth. Say no to funds that want you to be a passive passenger, a name on a document. Be the partner who challenges, who questions, who refuses to settle. This means changing the rule book. It means building new frameworks where trust isn't blind, but earned through relentless engagement. It's about forming rare alliances, not with the crowd, but with those fierce few who understand that true progress is messy, uncertain, terrifying even. Together, shake the foundations of an innovation economy that's too polite, too safe, too tired. And here's the secret. Inside your frustration is immense power. You have the weapon of will, the ability to ignite change by funding the unfundable, amplifying the unheard. When you choose to back those who burn instead of those who settle, you don't just invest capital. You invest belief, rebellion, liberation. The world wants you to be comfortable, to be compliant. But comfort kills markets. Compliance kills ideas. Being a shadow bank isn't neutrality, it's complicity. Don't just be a limited partner. Be the liberator of investment, the insurgent who tears down old walls and builds new bridges. Support founders who unlearn everything and dare to dream beyond borders and systems. Connect with individuals who disdain rules and scorn the status quo because they are the carriers of tomorrow's reality. You are at a crossroads where your choice shapes not only portfolios but futures. You can keep playing by the old rules, gathering quiet returns while the system stagnates. Or you can become the spark that disrupts from within, the force that forces innovation out of the shadows and into the blazing light. The path won't be easy. The system resists change like a beast defending its lair. You'll meet doubt, fear, even scorn. But remember, liberation isn't given. It's taken. It demands courage, patience, and a ruthless practice of freedom. It requires asking the hard questions, demanding more than what's comfortable, aligning only with those who burn as fiercely as you do. Progress doesn't come from the center. It's born on the edges, where discomfort, risk, and vision collide. As a limited partner, you hold the power to move to that edge, to be no longer a shadow lurking in the background, but a luminous force driving true transformation. This is not about chasing returns at any cost. It's about redefining what return means. Return as change, as impact, as the liberation of the individual who turns the world upside down. So when the world tells you to settle, to follow, to conform, remember that you're not here to fix the system, but to transcend it. You are not just an investor. You are a catalyst, a rebel, a seeker of the new reality. Light the fire within. Don't let it smolder buried under the weight of convention. Back those who burn. Unlearn the old rules. Break the safe illusions. Because in doing so, you don't just free innovation, you free yourself. And through the few, you unleash the many.